folks, what's going on? This is Phil Magana coming at you for the Speak On It podcast, and this is more or less talking about my recent project, WHEELMAN Black Logs. 5 episodes, about anywhere between a minute and a half to 2 minutes, and I'm not gonna lie, this was fun as hell. I had to finish. Well, let's word it another way. I had to start something and finish it. Because I've started and stopped so many damn VO projects, and I just got tired of doing that. I got tired of hearing the outside voices, and I was like, you know what? Just do the damn thing. Make it, have fun, fuck everybody. Let's just do it. And the main voice that kept going through my damn head was just, it was mine. Are people going to like it? Are people going to do this? Are people going to do that? All the typical voices. But after a while, I was like, you know what? How about if you just like it? How's that? From start to finish, get on Canva, write out, do the logo, find some background music, find some special effects, and everything's going to be good. And it was. I had so much fun doing this that I have season 2 already planned. And for those who have listened to season 1 of the WHEELMAN Black Logs, I promise you each one is going to be longer. They are. I mean, for a first-time project like this, I could have done longer. I could have went all out more, but I just wanted to get it done. I did. Just wanted to get it done. And excuse the outside noises. I am sitting outside right now because it's actually nice here in Phoenix. People are going to say, well, it's like 90-some. Well, you know what? It can be 90-some all at once, too. I'm still sitting outside. I'm still going to have fun while I do this podcast. And that's that. So, here's some inspiration. I wrote down everything I want to talk about. I know that's taboo in the podcast world, but I have my notes right here. Because if I start just going all over the place, I'll never get done. So, major inspiration for this series was a number of things. 1, I love cars. 2, I love car chases. 3, I love these car chase movies and or heist movies. If you've ever seen Transporter, Gone in 60 Seconds, the Drive movie, or if you played the Driver video game, yes, from PlayStation 1, the very first game, to me, that one was the best. The cyberpunk universe, that whole genre is badass, and you can pretty much do whatever you want to in there, just as long as you kind of stay true to the core message of cyberpunk, which is, it's not always necessarily dystopian, but it's rebellious. It is dystopian, but I also see a lot of good that can be done in it. And if you don't know what cyberpunk is, think of the video game Cyberpunk 2077, the Blade Runner movies, and the subsequent comic books, the same with Cyberpunk 2077. But the main inspiration was Pitch Black, mostly the DVD and Blu-ray. So if you ever seen the extras on the DVD and or Blu-ray, there's a little thing on there called John's Chase Log. And that was John's, the bounty hunter who captured Riddick, and they're on the ship, and he was just trying to keep tabs on him so he can get him back to wherever he need to, so he can get his payday. So on John's Chase Log, it went through a series of audio logs, almost like a diary, of him chasing Riddick across a couple of planets, and just his mood, his feelings, how he was doing, and how you can hear his frustration, you can hear his determination to get Riddick's ass and capture him and just take him back wherever. And I got inspired by that. So this is where it comes from. And I really did have fun doing it. I'm not gonna lie. Side note, I did do a couple episodes in my car, and it came out perfect. You won't hear them because I completely started from scratch again. Because I was like, no, let me do it this way. Let me get in the closet, get the microphone going and the computer going, Audacity, all that good stuff, and let's just bang it out. Next time I'm going to do it in the car. So what I did with the car, side note, I turned the car on, and you can hear the engine idling in the background to give it that, kind of give it a little authentic feel of, hey, here's the Wheelman inside his vehicle doing these little audio logs. And why does he do them? Prosperity. He wants to see where his head was at, during the times of these capers and stuff like that, and these missions, and well, if you want to call them missions like a video game, but these jobs between in between jobs. So I did the first two original chapters inside the car, but at the same time it was kind of late at night when I thought all this up. It was late at night when I said, "Fuck it, just hit the record, start doing it." And I grabbed my wireless microphone, which is my Rode Wireless 2 Go thing, because we all have one pretty much. Went in the car and recorded them in there. Like I said, it was fun, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? I'm tired. I'm going inside. I'm going to bed. So that next day, I got up, went to work, came home, had all the stories plotted out and everything. I actually wrote them at work on my phone. And after I wrote them on my phone, I sent them through Chat GPT, said, hey, check these stories for consistency, edit for grammar, and make sure that they're cohesive. And it actually didn't have to do too much. It checked for grammar because, when you're doing talk to text, you kind of, the talk to text doesn't always pick up on everything. I don't care what kind of program you're using. You're always going to make mistakes when it comes to talk to text. So I did the talk to text, put them through Chat GPT, fixed it up. And what you heard, well, aside from a few corrections on my part, because I was like, that doesn't sound right. That doesn't sound right. This sounds like this. This sounds like that. It won't necessarily insert, profanity. So I put the profanity in myself. I would say episode 4 is the one I had to probably do major rewrites on, because when I did the talk to text, sent it through Chat GPT, it took out almost all the damn cuss words. And I said, do not edit the profanity out. Well, if you take out the profanity and speak more from the heart and blah, 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 I'm like, bitch, I'm in charge here. Okay. You're just the editor. Okay. This is what I want. Thank you for editing. And I know that's your job. I asked you to, but I also told you keep the profanity in, because I said, this ain't for grown folks. There is some cussing up in there. There's some situations up in there, and that's all right. So after I got everything straightened out with ChatGPT, kind of fired him for about 10 minutes, I did the episodes, which I kind of knocked them out pretty quick, except for episode 2. I had to keep doing that. I did that one several times because I don't know, I just kept getting tongue tied. So I took a deep breath and then exhale, took another one, exhale, and I was like, okay, read the script real quick. Just mumble mouth it. So I mumble mouthed it. Hit record. Boom. Came out the way I wanted to. I did ad-lib quite a few words and lines in the last 3 episodes. Some of the cussing and some of the situations up in there. I just at the fly, I was like, no, this feels right saying that this way. So I did it. Needless to say, it came out pretty smooth, I thought. Could have put a little more work into it, but I just wanted to get it out there. I wanted to put I put as much heart into it as I could, and I know I could have put in more. But the point for me was start it, get it done, get it out there, and that's it. So after I got all the vocals done, and after I did all the editing, and which took me about, I want to say that took me about almost 20 minutes. Yeah, it took me about 20 minutes. Then came the fun part. I kind of studied graphic design back in the day, so Canva is pretty much easy to use. So I made up the logos, the chapters, all that stuff. That took about, that took about an hour. Yeah, that took about an hour of getting everything the way I wanted it. I did have the paid version, so I just used whatever skills I had with the non-paying version. I didn't realize how much goddamn Canva limits you if you don't pay for it, get the upgrade. Because I have a lot of side fonts, and I was like, oh yeah, I could use this font. I can use this font. I have a almost like a Blade Runner type font for this one, and this I can use it here. Do you think it'll let me access it because I didn't have the upgrade? Hell nah. I was heated. So I found the font, found the good correct animations and effects to use, and I was good. I ain't gonna lie, I was frustrated. I really was, but I was like, then I took a deep breath, like, okay, you're almost done. Finally, after putting everything together, which was actually came about pretty quick after doing the episodes and putting them all inside, putting them inside the proper chapters. Then came the fun part. The music. Seriously, the music and the special effects. So I want to give a shout out to pixabay.com. Yes, it's AI. I know some of y'all going to think, oh, that's AI generated stuff, blah, blah, blah. You know what? I don't want to hear it because everyone uses it anyway, no matter how much on your high horse you are. We all use AI. I love using AI. I've been waiting since I was 7, 8 years old, since the first time I seen a story about AI in Popular Science. And I remember the cover very clear to this day. White cover, red logo, and there was a picture of a microchip, and it says AI, the future of humanity. I was like, oh, what is this? So I read the whole article from front to back. It was like a 10-page article. And I got so fascinated by that, and I was like, oh, you're here finally. Now you can help me with all this stuff. And it found me good music I could use. I actually, like a dumbass, I read some of the, because it has a feature where you can talk. You could talk into it and ask you what kind of music you're looking for. And I said, I'm looking for something for a wheelman type story set in the cyberpunk universe where it's the wheelman's point of view and I'm voicing it. So quick as shit, it sent me to this one profile. He had special effects. He had for everything, for a beeper, a pager, an old school phone, car sounds, and so everything which you hear for the special effects to the music, that's where I got it from. It's a magic place, just like Disney. It's a magical place, man. It really is, and I stand by it 10 toes down. So, with all that out the way, after everything is taken care of, it was just a matter of time just putting it on a social platform. So I was like, okay, this has some video, this has a picture, this has all this stuff. And I originally was going to put it on Instagram, but something kept telling me, don't you put this story on here, just the chapters, the intro. So I did. I made like a 10-second teaser trailer, Wheelman Black Logs, and it had the car that was generated by ChatGPT. I told him, I'd say I want a futuristic version of a Dodge Charger, and sure enough, it gave me one. It was parked on the side of a neon lit street. Use that picture, put it in Canva, and we made a little 10-second trailer. Used one of the songs that Instagram is allowed to use, and 10-second trailer. I put that sucker out every day for about a week. Why so long? I wanted to build up. I wanted to build up to the whole series. And in the meantime, I was fighting with Instagram. Not Instagram, fighting with YouTube, because I wanted to have a podcast tab on there and not just a regular playlist. So it kept wanting to overwrite all my other podcasts, because I guess you're limited to a few of them. I was like, I'm not erasing this one just so I can have no. I'll just put on a damn playlist. So if you go to my YouTube, you'll see them all just in one playlist. And I really did have fun doing this. Just thinking about the whole thing, the whole process. See, to me, from beginning to end, doing projects like this, I love it. It's one of the reasons why I got into voiceover, because there's something about voiceover that just, it's calming, it's cool, and it reminds me of my first medicine ceremony. And there was a gentleman there, same no same presence as me. He's a medicine kid. I call him that. He's a medicine kid, and he's what I could have been if I would have stuck with my grandma's teachings and my grandma's ways. Because at that medicine ceremony, there was something going on, and I kept hearing my grandma's voice. Look up. This is what you were supposed to be. And I was like, what, Grandma? Yes, I was hearing the voices. That medicine was kicking in, boy. I was hearing the voice. I said, what, Grandma? Who do you see? Just open your eyes. Open your eyes, and you'll see an aspect of you that could have been. So I opened my eyes, and he was helping me do some shit. And I was like, okay, I was supposed to be a medicine kid, just like you taught me. She goes, yes, but this is not your medicine. Your medicine will come. I'm like, okay, cool. I can't wait. Fast forward 2 years later. The medicine that my grandma was talking about was my voice, is storytelling. I've written 3 poetry books, 1 6-page autobiography. Actually, 5 poetry books. I've written 5 poetry books. Hot damn, how can I forget about the other 2? So I've written 5 poetry books, 1 autobiography, and I've written just little articles here and there. I'm a former radio DJ, and I think that's why I first discovered that I love doing voiceover. I love it. I love it by the pound, man. I got to interact with people, got to joke with people, talk shit with people. At the same time, there were some people who would call in. They said, "Hey, you know what? I just need someone to talk to." And this was when I was in college radio back between 2003 2005. And I still remember the one guy, my first real chance to use said medicine, and I didn't even know it. Called him and said, "Hey, man, this semester's going bad, man. I just need someone to talk to. Do you mind? You guys want to talk for a little bit?" Bro, yeah, come on, talk to us for a little bit. What's going on? He said, no, his girlfriend's, out there acting funny with him. He's doing his best to keep up with his classes, and he's getting distracted by her and stuff like that. But at the same time, he's not helping anybody. His continuous, incessant drinking and all this other stuff. And we sat there, we talked, and I said, man, you know what? You have a choice, okay? Either you handle business, or you need to let go of some business, okay? If this girl's holding you back, and if you know you're holding her back, because fair is fair, it's just not one way, then one of you needs to make that move to let the other go. And so he broke up with her. The following semester, he calls in, and I was like, hey, man, how you feeling? Everything good? He goes, we broke up, stuff like that. He goes, but I got back on track with my engineering degree. Everything's fine. He goes, and thank you guys. Thank you and Bob Dog. That's my home. That was my partner in crime in the radio scene. I want to thank you and Bob Dog for listening to me and helping me and stuff like that. He goes, I'll be honest with you. Honestly, that night I was on the verge of doing something really bad to myself. He goes, I was going to commit suicide. And Bob Dog looked at me. He was like, holy shit. Like, his mouth dropped. He's like, I said, no, that's me. I said, you playing? He goes, where are you guys located? So I told him the location of where we were at. He comes into the studio, and when we're talking on the air, I could tell on his face he was dead serious. So that's when I knew the power of the voice can either do one of 2 things. It can heal like no other, or it can destroy like no other. I've used my voice for both. And I decided, over the years, just going back and thinking, because I've had so many damn careers and just couldn't find my way, and I was being janky with myself. I always came back to radio, to voice, everything, storytelling. And the most amazing thing to me that I remember the first time hearing anything about voiceover was an old Star Wars audio drama that played every single morning when I was in elementary school, every single morning my grandma would be up, doing her thing, making, Mexican sweetbread, got the coffee going, got the tortillas cooking. I'd get up and help her, and I'd go in there 6:30 on the clock every day. They'd start the Star Wars audio drama. I heard it went. Which one did it go? It went through Star Wars, and Empire Strikes Back, and they were in the works of doing Return of the Jedi. And just hearing those dramas every single day, I'd get them and just listen to them. And then later on, I found out that, cartoons, there's actually real people behind the cartoons. And yeah, I ain't gonna lie, folks. I thought the cartoons actually spoke like that already. I used to think that they were real people in the TV, the cartoons and shit like that. I thought they were already, talking like that. I was like, it's my very, very, really first interaction where I paid attention to voiceover was Battle of the Planets. And Casey Kasem of America's Top 40 was the voice of the leader Jason. And after that, I was like, so him, and I see him on TV, and he would do the countdown and talk about the latest song of the week, the new #1 chart stopper and everything. And yeah, the #1 chart stopper. If some of y'all old enough to remember that, just like, some of y'all probably old, just like my ass. So he would talk about all that, and then came other cartoons over the years. There's Smurfs and Pandemonium and Bugs Bunny and stuff like that. I found out about Mel Blanc. He did all the voices for Warner Brothers, Bugs Bunny and all them. But it wasn't until two very important things came about. And I'm trust me, I'm going to get back to the Wheelman Black Logs. So when I first seen Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, I was like, Darth Vader has a cool ass voice. And I found out his name was James Earl Jones. And then James Earl Jones looked like me. I was like, holy shit, we actually do this? That's pretty damn cool. And then came Thundercats. And if you're a Thundercats fan, everyone loved this one, Panthro. Earl Hyman voiced Panthro. Mr. Grandpa Huxtable from Cosby Show. I got fascinated by their voices. I was like, I would practice and practice and practice. I used to walk around the house, Grandma, you understand the power of the dark side. And she would, hey, cabrón, quit talking like that. She'd get at me. And then there's Panthro. I tried my best to sound like him, but Earl Hyman, he's a one of a kind voice. And that's where it pretty much started for me, folks. Old childhood loves, the cartoons, movies, stuff like that. I've never been good at impersonations, except for Khajiit. If you know what the Khajiit is from oh my God, I can't even think of my own video game right now. I love it so much. Elder Scrolls. They were the cat race. They're the ones who always, this one loves skooma. And of course, as I take the pilgrimage back to Elsewhere, do not stop me. I love that voice, man. I guess that's the only impersonation I can do. So all this Wheelman Black Logs is a culmination of of everything I want to do. And Wheelman Black Logs was more for me. It was healing. It was healing the doubt in my voice of, okay, you can do this. You can. Just get out of your own head. Just do it. Just do it. Just do it. And now that I've done it, I want to do more. Since then I've auditioned for a couple of other roles out there, and did I get them? No, but I want to keep pushing. But the only reason why I also did Wheelman, I want to create my own IP. There's a young lady out there. Y'all probably know who she is. Anana Sarkis. Yeah, she's pretty big out there. She's made some videos, threw them up on YouTube and everything. And she's a good actress. She's funny as hell. She created her own audio drama because she didn't want to wait for Hollywood to come knocking. It's called Zaya, and Zaya is an audio drama that you can hear on Spotify, another place like that. No, she did not pay me to say that. Yes, I gave her a free plug. Why? Because if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be doing this. When she said she got tired of waiting for Hollywood to knock, she decided to bust the damn door open and make her own stuff. And so that's what I'm doing with Wheelman Black Logs. I have some other stuff in the works. Do I have a full-length audio drama that I'm going to do, that I'm working on right now? Absolutely. Absolutely. And I'm doing it because I love this. Will I eventually get paid for my voice? Oh, I know I am. I know I'm going to get paid for my voice. No ifs, ands, or buts, I'm going to get paid for my voice. I want the throne. Yep, just like Killmonger. I want the throne. Because whether my fellow voice actors, artists, narrators, storytellers, whether we like it or not, our voice heals. Our voice is remembered. And people will always remember how you made them feel when you talk in their favorite character. No, it's hands down, our voices are healing. And for that young man, almost over 20 years ago, to say that me and Bob Dog saved his life because we actually sat down and we talked to him, and he had been listening to us. Oh, I forgot to tell you about that. He'd been listening to us for a while. The radio show that we had was called the Faux Shizzle Dizzle. The Faux Shizzle Dizzle. And I'm proud to say that even after I I left NAU, okay? Even 6 years after I left NAU, there were other DJs who came in who were using the Faux Shizzle Dizzle name only because they heard me and Bob Dog talk, and we kind of set a little bit of a standard over there at the radio station, at the college radio station. Have fun, be real, don't take this shit seriously. So that's what they did. That's what they did. And I'm proud to say that when they finally stopped it after 6 years, they said, well, we can't match what the previous people did. And I remember calling in one day. They go, this is, I forgot her name, Becky something. You're on the air, who's this? And I went to straight promo mode. I did. Coming up, ladies and gentlemen, we have this song. Who's on the air with you? This is Big Daddy coming to you for the KJAX 1680 radio station, baby. And they squealed in the background. I sat there talking to him for 10 minutes. I said, you're not supposed to sound like us. You're not supposed to sound like anything but yourself. So, if anything, sorry, you're going to hear some barking right now. The dogs came outside. Anyway, they're going back inside. So anyway, I talked to him for about 10 minutes and told him, no, you sound like you. Okay? But if you want to put it to rest, hey, you can do that too. I give you permission. But just make sure that going forward, whatever you start, if you do another station, another program, give it your heart, give it your soul, and be real about it. Don't ever hide yourself. And they did. And now both of them, proud to say I'm not mentioning their names. Do people know who they are to this day? Oh yeah, they do. Are they popular out there? Yes, they are. Have I ever tried to cash in on that? Absolutely not. Because they earned that. They worked for it. And I'm goddamn proud of them for doing that too. I'm going to make it on my own merit. I'm going to make it on my name, on my body of work. Have I contacted them recently? Told them I'm proud of them still? Absolutely. And one of them said, hey, we can get you in. Nope. You cannot get me in on that. Let me do this on my own. Remember what I told y'all years ago? Let me stand on my own. They're like, okay, cool. We honor that and respect that, and we love you. Thank you for giving us the words, and we really wish you could have kept up with it. And I said, hey, but I'm here now. That's all that matters. This all that matters. So, folks, use your voice to heal. You can use your voice to make money all you want to, but use your voice to heal. Because you never know what our voice is going to do for somebody, whether you're making your own little program, your own dream project, side projects. If you're hell-bent on being the most popular anime voiceover artist ever, make sure you're using it to heal. Because like I said, You never know who's listening, and you never ever know what someone needs at that moment to make them feel better. All right, time for me to head out. Thank you for listening. Big Daddy, aka government name Philip Magana, is out, and I love you all. And as always, mwah! Peace.